I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome to Game Time.
/ our favorite thing of the month.
My
Is that
favorite
it?
thing of the month.
How about we call it that? Our favorite. We've been
I
struggling
always
over
looked at it
what
as
to
like the
call
thing of
this.
the week, but
Yeah, since we only do it the first week, the first game time of the month, I don't know. I don't know what
I
to
like
call
your
it.
background.
Yeah, thank you. I drew that No, I didn't draw that. That is by a famous Disney artist named Noah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good job, Noah.
yeah. Yay.
Um, anyways,
Shout out.
shout out to Noah for that
So,
artwork.
so our favorite thing today is you go first, or do I go first? Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, we're jumping right
Yeah,
into it.
I mean, I'm sorry. Did you want to talk about something else?
Sorry.
I'm gonna send you some lozenges.
I
Should
know.
I do
And
that?
you know what? I can't because I can't like hear myself. I only hear you.
Right.
I don't know how obnoxious the cough sounds.
Yeah, it's a little. I can see what I can. I'm gonna drop the audio when you're coughing, and then bring it back up. Oh, I think I can do
Oh,
that
yeah,
actually.
just
I think I
you
can do
just
that.
like cut that little piece out.
Yeah, something like that.
Um,
Anyway, so
oh,
today we're going to talk about something that we're excited about, something that we want to share with the audience that makes us happy, that makes us
our
yeah,
favorite thing currently, right
yeah,
now, in this
yeah.
moment.
That's it.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I had another one, but now I'm changing it up.
Should
And I
we
don't
should we should we give a reveal or should we not?
like a little peek behind the curtain of what
Like
we've been through.
what kind of day we've had? Yeah.
So I already saw my sweet dad today in person. We filmed in person together. We were side by side, just how the crowd likes it. I had a favorite thing. He had a favorite thing. We went and ate my favorite thing after.
We did do that. That's true.
And then, you know, we went back
Tragedy,
to our homes. And you know what? Actually, you're lucky that you even caught me because you gave me probably 30 more minutes. I would have been asleep.
right? There almost wasn't a Thursday episode for us
I
this
was
week.
already laying in bed, scrolling on
Yeah.
YouTube, and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
get the worst text that I could have gotten in that moment. Well, not
Yeah.
the worst, but one of the top.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't have audio. So
Yeah.
here we
We've had
are.
this happen to us a few times where um after the fact we've realized that something wasn't right.
Mhm.
And yeah, so here we are. This is called recovery mode.
Yeah. You
So
have us. It's a late night A&M podcast episode.
that's
Because it's a
right.
late night episode, I changed my initial
You had more time to
favorite.
think about it.
Yeah, thought I'd pick something more fun. Um, Spoiler alert: my old one was pasta, but maybe it's that I ate pasta now too, so I'm kind of like, the fix has been. I've
Like
moved on.
you were hungry for pasta, you were craving pasta, so it was like that's my favorite
Some would
thing.
say I manifested it earlier.
Right. That could be. That could be.
So my thing right now is palomas.
Palomas.
I have been recently introduced to palomas, and
So why don't you
yes,
share with the audience what a paloma is? Because
I don't
I
fully
and
know.
and I'm asking you to share it with the audience because I don't know what a paloma is.
So a paloma, it's actually what I had yesterday at Chris and Heather's. It's what she's been making for me twice now when I went over there. I'm pretty sure it's tequila and like seltzer water and grapefruit juice or like grapefruit seltzer. Maybe a little bit
Yeah.
of like something in there, but maybe like a splash of cranberry. Yesterday when Heather made it for me though, I don't think there was grapefruit juice in it. I think it was just literally like tequila, seltzer water, and she did a little bit of cranberry juice on top.
Okay.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And I never really branch out on, a drink, I'm usually a margarita, salt on the rim. That's it. I really don't. I feel like I'm not a big enough drinker to know that stuff. I really don't even like when I go somewhere and they're like, "Oh, what kind of tequila do you want?"
Right.
I start panicking
Yeah,
because
it's
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to be
pressure.
like just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm also not trying to be like, "Yeah, give me your
You
top
don't want them
shelf."
to judge your choice.
Yeah. Yeah, give me the Margaritaville bottle.
Yeah, right. Do you got some of
So,
the premix stuff they sell at Target? Because I really
which I
like that.
love. Yeah. Whatever they put in that, which isn't even real tequila, it's like
Yeah,
that
yeah, it's actually like a
wine
wine.
alcohol. Which I found out the reason that stores do that. So obviously that's technically alcohol, but they
Right.
won't sell like something with actual
Like hard
liquor
liquor.
in it because they oh, one more bad thing goes wrong today.
It's
But
fine. Everything's fine.
yeah, like I guess if places don't really have a liquor license, you can't really sell liquor.
Ah,
So I found it
right.
out because we went out to eat at this one restaurant before. It was like a Asian restaurant. And they obviously have like their version of mixed drinks.
Right.
And I forget what I ordered, but it was something with normally liquor in it. And like if I ordered a Paloma there, they wouldn't have made me one because she was like, "Oh, we make ours by the way just a little bit different because we I forget how she said it, but she was like, "We don't have our liquor license, so we only have beer, wine, and sake." Because apparently it's the alcohol level of it. So you can only
Okay.
so that's why like Target only sells the seltzers and everything pretty much like under probably, I don't know, 10-15% alcohol.
Right.
There's your fun fact. So, yeah, anyways, Palomas.
So that's what's in a Paloma. So,
Yeah.
have you had them anywhere other than that? Like, I feel like I've seen pre-made like
Paloma.
Palomas in a can
Yeah,
somewhere.
they gave us two Palomas to take home. I didn't try it
Yeah.
yet, but I'm gonna try it this weekend. It just kind of worries me because I don't know. I was telling Heather, anything in a can, it kind of I'm just assuming it's gonna taste like a seltzer, especially
Yeah.
for the fact that it already has like it's known to have seltzer water in it to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm just already expecting it's not gonna be as good as the real thing.
Pre-made. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I feel like
do.
with that kind of stuff especially, it's always better when you make it yourself. Although there's
Mhm.
my kind of go to go to, there we go. Liquor drink is an old fashioned, and like Brandon got me something the one time that was like a pre-made one, and wherever they do these, it was
Oh,
actually
is it
with
like
the
the on the
brand of,
rocks?
yeah, I think that's what it was. And it was
Mhm.
like the brand of bourbon that I like. It was made with that brand. And that
Oh,
that was
okay,
really
yeah.
good. Like it was really good that way. But at the
Mhm.
same time, like when he makes one himself at his at the Beehive, it
Mhm.
it they always taste like better than a pre-made one, even with something like that, you know?
Yeah. I like an easy drink that I can also make at home. I like a restaurant
Yeah.
drink that I can make at home. Usually, I love a margarita, but I'm not going through all this stuff to make a margarita at home. Like
Yeah.
it's just not
Are they that
something.
hard to make though? Isn't it basically just like sweet and sour mix and tequila?
Yeah, I think so. It's like lime juice, which I prefer fresh lime juice, so then I would have to sit there and squeeze a bunch of limes. Brandon broke my lime squeezer, so I don't have that anymore.
Ah,
Yeah, like
so we
didn't
s-
know his
we
own
saw,
strength.
if you're looking for a replacement, we were at Williams Sonoma
Mhm.
earlier this week, and they had one that had like a little glass measuring cup built into it. So you're squeezing it right into a
Mm.
measuring cup, and the measuring cup then has a pour spout on the side. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I like
Didn't
that. I
buy
kind
it,
of
but I thought it was really cool.
I kind of want to get a now, since I don't have it, even though it's easy to like still do it. It was just one of those little handheld ones.
Yeah, that's what we have. That's what we have.
But,
Because we use that all the
now,
time for like our, the HelloFresh meals. About half of them have
hmm
lime in them.
yeah,
So
true.
we use ours all the time for that. And they're
Yeah,
great.
Brandon broke it. He literally snapped the handle in half. I was like,
Wow. Wow.
you're not
Hulk
even that
smash.
strong. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
why are you breaking my
Right?
lime squeezer?
That's
So now I
neat.
always just use my tongs and I put it between the tongs and I squeeze it that way. It doesn't get as
Yeah.
much juice though. But
Yeah.
yeah, a margarita is harder to make, I think. I don't always have
Yeah.
I don't, drink like that, I guess. So I don't always just
That's
have
part of it.
that stuff on hand. Like usually if it's like, oh, it's a night off, like let's get a bottle of something, like a smaller bottle usually of something and like,
Yeah.
when it runs out, it's out until like the next time. It's never
Right.
like I'm
Yeah,
not stocked.
I think
I
we've
dream
all,
of being stocked like Brandon where he has
yeah,
just, a
yeah,
bottle of everything, but
yeah, yeah. Chris is pretty well stocked over there too.
yeah, I want to be that person. It's just
I
not.
feel like we have stuff, but we don't drink as much as we used to be honest. So we have stuff like under our where our liquor is stored, but I don't even know what's under there. It's
I think you guys have a
like
lot of rum and vodka.
yeah, we
You
do. Well,
definitely, last time I looked, you
I
have a lot
really
of
like rum.
vodka.
I'm not as big of a vodka fan. I like rum. I like
Yeah.
bourbon. But we definitely have a lot, and I like having the rum because it's like just a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero and a little bit of
Yeah.
coconut rum. It's so good.
Yeah. So,
So,
yeah.
by the way,
Paloma.
that's my favorite thing is rum and Coke. No, that's
Today's the alcohol edition because it's
yeah,
May.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
mine's
so actually,
tequila
that's
because
why
it's May.
it's actually today we're recording this on May the 7th, but we just got past May the 4th be with you and Revenge. It's there's a little bit of a controversy now over whether it's Revenge of the 5th or Revenge of the 6th,
Oh,
which I'm a Revenge of the 6th fan because it sounds more like Sith than 5th. Well, I
6.
don't know. Either one works.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah, that's why I'm in the Star Wars room today.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
That's why
In
you, yeah.
honor of that. So
Also,
mine's not as exciting as yours, I don't think. I think if we put this up to a vote, either of yours will beat mine, my thing of the week.
either of
But my
mine,
thing of
meaning
the week,
pasta and my drink.
yeah, my together. You
Quite the
have
combo, yeah.
Paloma with some pasta. No, mine, I was thinking this week about what I wanted to do, and over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of been going through a little bit of something because um, to step back, probably gosh, almost a year and a half ago, your mom and I both started kind of on trying to lose a little bit of weight. Not a lot. We were probably both trying to lose about 20 pounds, maybe.
Mhm.
And so we decided to use an app that had just come out. I think at that point it was only out a little bit. It's been out a little while now, called Noom.
Mhm.
So that was what I picked for my thing of the week because, like last year when we were on it, we were on the paid version, and
Mhm.
the paid version, like it's basically a calorie tracking app, but it's got more to it than just tracking calories. Like it literally kind of is teaching you how to eat better and what to eat and all that kind of stuff. Um, and but we were on the paid version, which gave you all those other features. It had teaching things that you'd go through. It had daily readings that you'd read to kind of remind you of the right things to eat or not. And it's really
Yeah.
big about saying it's not that one food is good and another food is bad. It's about kind of knowing what the impact of the food on you is, of the different foods on you, are.
Mhm.
And so when we were on it last year when we did it, I lost probably a little over 20 pounds. Um,
Mhm.
and it was great. It worked for us. We were able to stick to it because and it did a lot. Like one of the things it did is it broke the foods down into three different classes: red, yellow, and green. And
Mhm.
red not being a no, don't eat this bad food, but one that from a one of the things they talk about is calorie density,
Mhm.
and it's basically like for the volume of food, how many calories it is it. So something like the best example is a bowl. I think it's a cup of watermelon, of like diced watermelon. It's like 50
Hmm.
some calories.
Oh wow.
And that's a lot of watermelon for that amount.
It's because is it
Um,
watermelon like 90% water?
yeah, that's it. But
Yeah.
it's but the water, right, it makes it doubly good for you because it's satisfying because it's it's you feel like you're eating a lot,
Hmm.
but it also, helps with hydration too.
Hmm.
Um, but so yeah, so last year when we were doing that, it really worked. We got to where we wanted to get to, and we just kind of trying to maintain that, and we're still following kind of the habits, of it and that. But we over the past, I would say maybe 2, 3 months, I've watched the weight start to creep up and creep up and creep up again. And
Hmm.
so a couple times I've gone, oh, well, I'm going to go back on Noom because they have a free plan where it's basically just the calorie tracker. It's just, the calorie tracking function, which is great. Like
Hmm.
once you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I was doing. And I was still kind of even with doing that, and part of well, even with doing that, I was still struggling. So I went to what's my second. So I actually have two things of the week. It's a combination of Noom and ChatGPT because I went to ChatGPT and I gave it all the details. I gave it my weight currently. I gave it what I think my weight should be, my age, my activity level. Like I told it how many days I work out a week, and what days
Oh
I
yeah, your
do
AI
each
robot
thing.
is gonna be super accurate.
Yeah, that's right. It is. That's right. So I literally gave it every detail I could, even down to the having Hashimoto's, which is like a thyroid disease.
Mm.
And it came back and basically said, based on the number of calories a day that I was telling it I was eating, and the level of activity that I have,
Right.
it said that I was actually low on my calorie intake, and that can, I forget the term it used, but your body goes into a different state. Like so, when you're not eating enough calories to lose weight, you actually will gain weight, which is like crazy, but that's what
I've
happens.
heard something like that before where they even say like it's not even good for your metabolism. Like if you don't, something like if you don't really eat, that it actually messes up your metabolism. Like you have to
Hmm.
continue. They say it's even better to eat like 6 small meals or whatever a day because
Yep.
it keeps your metabolism constantly working. Obviously, 6 good meals. And
Right.
I think that's the difference with even Noom is that it goes more on the education of what's good and bad, not just what fits in your calorie goals for the day
Exactly.
because a lot of those calorie counting apps, you can give me a number of calories and I can still go to any fast food place I want and as long as I'm staying within those calories, like,
Yeah.
I'm good. But I
Yeah.
think Noom focuses more on like what is actually better for you and the
Yeah,
education behind
and
that.
yeah, and the habits, the healthy habits. And
Mhm.
and when we were on Noom, we did everything. Like we still went to happy hours on Fridays,
Yeah.
and we made it that all work. One of the other things that
Yeah.
it does is it gives you like they don't call them cheat days. I forget what they call them, but basically days where you don't log at all. You don't log any of your meals at all,
Mm.
and you can save those up. So like I think we
Mhm.
used all of
Oh,
ours when
nice.
we went on a cruise, I think, and we used them all then. But the Chat GPT element was really interesting because it did say that
Mhm.
I'm probably about 400 to 500 calories, like, or was below what I should have been eating.
Wow, it's like a whole meal.
Yeah. And so I then went back and I was looking at Noom, and
Mhm.
that's actually the range that Noom was showing me for my I think it calls it calorie burning zone. Or
Mm.
yeah, weight loss zone. I think that's what it calls it. Um,
Interesting.
so yeah, so if I paid attention to the app in the first place, I would have been in the right place. I think it's a mental thing with me where I say, well, if I stay in that range and I lose, in that range, if I eat less, I'm even gonna, lose it faster, which isn't actually a really good thing. It's not good to lose weight too fast because
True.
you're not adjusting yourself slowly. And the other thing that I think ChatGPT said this, and I know Noom has said this too, your body gets used to your level of activity and your calorie intake.
Mhm.
So, you know, because of that, that also comes into play. So like basically, since I started like staying in the range that it's telling me to stay in,
Mhm.
I'm now I'm now starting to see the trend go the other way. It's doing it slowly, which is exactly what I want, but I'm starting to see it go the other way. And the funniest thing was, like the first day that I said, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I was a little nervous because I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, but if it doesn't work, if it's wrong, then I'm going to be putting on more weight because now I'm taking in more calories, and that wasn't what happened. It actually was a pretty big drop the first day, and
It's
so
because you're
I'm
giving
going
your
to see
body
now.
something to burn as well, which is keeping your
Yep,
body moving. That's why they say like to
yep,
constantly be, you know, kind of giving your body something to, yeah,
fueling.
like
Yeah, because that's
some kind of nutrition.
yeah, that because that is another thing with Noom. It does give you like morning snack, afternoon snack,
Mhm.
and they want you having smart stuff like an apple
Yeah.
maybe, or again some watermelon. Um, so they want you like being smart about it, but they want you like constantly fueling so that you're not. And the other
Mhm.
thing that the Chat GPT thing said to focus on too was protein, which
Mhm.
I'd heard that before, but I never really paid that much attention to it. So that's the other thing that I'm doing now is I'm focusing on or trying to focus on having more protein because that makes you feel full, so
Especially
you're
because
not
you work
snacking
out
as much.
as well. Like they say
Yeah.
sometimes like you could have too much protein. I heard that you just if you have too much, you just pee it out, but
Oh,
basically like you could have too much protein and if you're not really like working out, I could have this wrong, but they say like the protein it doesn't do what it's supposed to in your body if you're not
right.
moving as well. Like there's people that will have like a protein shake in the morning and then not really like, maybe go on a stroll through the neighborhood if anything.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't have, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It does make it's again, it's like too much of something
Because
is not
protein
good,
helps
and
with
not
like
enough.
muscle growth and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
when a lot of the people who do work out and lift weights and stuff like that, you're supposed to have protein after your workout. Like you work out in the morning, have eggs afterwards
Right.
and stuff
Right.
like that because it's good
Yep.
for your muscle growth.
Yep, the last 2 days. Wait, today? Yeah, today I had a hard-boiled egg for breakfast and
Hmm.
a smoothie with some protein powder in it.
Oh yeah, see there you
So,
go.
and it was delicious. So, yeah, that's my thing of the week. If you're trying to get like healthier, or you're trying to get
Yeah.
get some weight control, like check out. And we're not being sponsored by Noom, although if they'd like to, call me. But we're not getting any promotional consideration. But it is a great app for that. Definitely, if you're trying to get that under control, check it out. Even the free version. Check out the free version. The pay version has a lot more features, but the free version gets you the basic idea.
Yeah, probably good for just in general, the kind of person that maybe is also new to that whole thing
Yeah,
as
yeah, and I
well,
think they
because it
actually
has a
have.
lot of education behind it.
I think on the free version they have like a free trial too that you can do of the full version. I think
Mhm.
so.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Palomas and New.
Palomas
Let
and Noom.
let us know which one won.
I feel like those two options like are very you and I.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if we ask the people that know us, "Hey guys, who do you think picked each?"
yeah. That's true. Probably
Oh,
true.
that's funny.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
y'all.
hopefully this one people will actually be able to hear and not just see us talk. I was seriously thinking with the other one about just like adding subtitles, so it would be like the old movies where they everything was just on the screen. There was no audio.
And then you guys have to tune in if you want to know what we're saying.
Right, right. Or I'd have AI create our voices.
Oh, that would be
What would
so
our
funny.
AI voices sound like? Have to try that sometime. All
You
right.
could probably get it where it sounds like us for how
Yeah,
technology is
probably.
nowadays.
Probably. Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't even know.
Yeah. It's scary. One day there's just going to be the AI versions of us on here. We're not even going to do the podcast,
Yeah, and you guys won't know
and nobody will know. Yeah.
when we want a day off.
That maybe that's this episode. Who knows? All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye, guys.